Oh shit now. We done finally made it to the 50th episode. So for those who don't realize it, this gonna be a random as fuck episode. Not a specific topic, not a main topic, nothing to be focused on. We're just gonna talk some shit, be raunchy, answer some Q&As from the advice threads we find on subreddit, speak on some various topics and some news or current event stuff going on right now, and just really shoot the shit for about 40 something minutes, maybe 50 minutes, maybe an hour. Depends on what my soul says. Y'all, I am so happy and I am so glad I was able to make it this far to the 50th episode. You guys don't understand. Doing a podcast is not easy. But here the fuck I am. And for those who are listening and tuning in to me every week, I appreciate y'all for being here. You know what? As I normally say, let's get into some shit. Linkin with Robby. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkin with Robby. Hey everybody, it's your boy Robby K, and I'm back again. Welcome in. Let's take a seat. Let's get ready to have another wonderful pod time. Yes, you are now listening to Linkinwitrobby podcast, and this is episode, let me see, what is the episode? It's 50. Episode 50, bitch. I made it to my 50th episode. I'm sorry, I had to pop my shit because that's not an easy feat. And once I make it to my 100, to my 200 and 300 and so on and so forth, it's going to show that I am able to stick with something. Because let me tell y'all something. I know I'm just getting beside myself. I'm rushing things along. Growing up my whole entire life, I've never been afraid to try something new. That's never been an issue with me. My issue has always been sticking with what I try. It was one time I did karate. I went to a few practices, or whatever you call it. I don't even remember what they were called, but I thought they were practices, but maybe they weren't. Went to a few practices after school when I was in elementary. Didn't want to do it no more. Had my parents buy a whole karate suit, fit, whatever, uniform. Never returned. Didn't like what I was doing. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Karate Kid. It wasn't. So there's that. Started playing in a band in school. Tried it out 2 years. Didn't want to do it no more. Over it. Don't want to do that no more. Wanted to sing at one point. Realized couldn't sing. Stopped doing that. Acting. Did that for a little bit. Got tired of trying to act. Dancing. Did that for a little bit. Got tired of trying to dance. Rapping. Music. Did that for a little bit. Got tired of trying to do that. Modeling. Did that for a little bit. Got tired of trying to do that. Writing. Went to the school. Didn't even finish getting my degree. It's so many things I have not finished doing. And I always do something just to show that I can do it. But I never prove to myself that I can finish doing it. It's like I'm always like, I'm going to just do that just so I can say that I did. But did I really do it if I didn't finish it? You know, sit with that. Because I'm thinking and I'm like, yeah, Robby, you are able to do that. Yeah, you can get into that lane in that community in that atmosphere, but do you commit to it? Do you stick with it? When it's no longer fun, are you still going to do it? So with my podcast, Linkin with Robby, the one thing I can say is if I get bored of something, I can always challenge myself, come up with new ideas, switch up the platform a little bit, change something around to keep me from being bored. I went from wanting to do 1 episode a week to jumping around and doing 2 episodes a week. Not because the demand is so high, no. Demand ain't really changed much, but because I'm going to challenge myself. If I force myself to stick to 2 episodes a week, that'll force me to have to keep coming up with topics. That'll force me to keep thinking and challenging myself with ideas and what I want to do on each episode, because every episode I'm not going to be able to just kick the shit like this one. You know what I mean? But this is a random episode where I'm literally going to just be kicking the shit. And sometimes I need that just for a breather. You know what I mean? Just so I can stop and say, okay, let's pause right now, Robby. Is everything good? Okay. All right. Back at it. Let's do it again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like it gave me like a boost of new energy by doing 2 episodes now, because it's really much a challenge. And there's so many more things I want to do. So whenever I get bored of doing this, I'll just advance it into something else that's more challenging that I can't be bored. A lot of my boredom comes from sometimes I'm not challenging myself enough. Like, I'll conquer something and I'm like, okay, I done figured it out. I done learned all the training I can get out of it. I've got all the knowledge and all the experience I can gain from this. I'm bored. I want to move on to something else. But with podcasting, I feel like there's so many different things I can do. Right now, I'm fully just audio. I've done video for marketing purposes in the past, but it's mainly audio, right? Going visual format, that's a challenge in itself, right? Going into guests and interviews, that's another type of challenge I could take. Let me see. Doing deep dives, like more journalistic, more research-based episodes that are centered around one specific thing or person. Those are things that I do have on my list of ideas and my outlines and all my documents and notes. Baby, I have all of that. All those things are there. So when this basic format that I have going right now, I get bored of this, I will expand into more things to continue growing and to continue challenging myself and forcing myself to give more and more and more. I don't know. I gotta give myself praise for that. I do. Because as self-aware as I am aware that I will get bored. And that there's gonna be times I'm like, I don't feel like talking. But I have to force myself to keep going, to keep talking, to keep finding something to talk about, and just keep doing it. On another note, how's everybody doing? I know I got to a tangent about myself and the podcast itself and real meta like, right? But how's everybody's doing? Everyone doing? Look at me, everybody's. How's everyone doing today? This week, this year, we're approaching April fast, like it's literally next week. I hope everyone's mental is great. I hope everyone is where they want to be. And if not, because the world is on fire, it's understandable. Give yourself some grace. You're literally doing the best you can. You can't do nothing more than that. You know what I mean? Just as long as you're doing your best and you know you're putting your best foot forward, or you're trying your all, or you're at least giving 100% effort, you can never be mad at yourself because you did try. Now, there's going to be times where you're not going to want to try. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to want to just be lazy, chill, and not do something. But sometimes you got to force yourself to fucking get up and do it. So as long as you're putting your best energy into it and all of your energy into it and not half-assing it, pat yourself on the back. Because again, times are hard. It's stressful. There's going to be days you're not going to want to. But in the end, you'll be glad you did. So just keep going. You feel me? Those are just some encouraging words I wanted to give from my heart. I wasn't trying to sound corny, and then I just was trying to tell you guys what I feel like. If you are going through something, if you're stressed out this time of year, if you're depressed about anything, that's understandable. Give yourself grace. That is okay. It's okay to be down. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be out of it. It's okay to not feel like being bothered with some bullshit. Like I said, the world is on fire. Literally. There's so many days when I just want to stay in my room and close up. And it's okay to have those days. But do not get lost in your own misery. Do not allow yourself to miss out on life. Okay? I think I made my point. I think I made it pretty clear. All right, so now what I want to do. Pretty early in the episode, but I don't predict it to be a long episode, you guys. We're doing 2 episodes a week. It gives me leeway to not do long episodes. But I'm going to do my best I can. Answer these questions with my full capabilities and try to give y'all what y'all are showing up for. Didn't I just say we don't half-ass it around here? Okay. First question that I have, let me see. I need a spicy question. Spicy question. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I just start off here. It's not spicy, but it's a genuine question, right? Okay. Long-term relationship advice. Question number 1. Just started a new tentative relationship with a guy. He lives in Spain and I'm in the States. I've truly never had great conversation with someone and experienced feelings like this before. I feel like a teenager with their first crush. Let me read that back. I feel like a teenager with their first crush. We met online by chance when he was in the States visiting, and we've been talking ever since. We recently made a plan to meet in Canada for the 4th of July week. I need some advice on long distance relationships. How do we keep this fire we are feeling going? Look, I've only been in one long term relationship, and that was when I was in my senior year of high school. Yeah, senior year of high school, and my boyfriend lived in a different city because he was in college at the time. And he was a freshman, so no, he wasn't like 21. He was 18, whatever. But it was hard. And he was only like an hour and 45 minutes away. But it was hard as fuck, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, and you're talking Spain and the United States. That is a far distance. And I understand you guys may have a great connection. You may be enjoying the conversation you guys are having, but it's so hard to speak on how to make that work, and you guys haven't met yet. I would say you're counting your eggs before they hatch, because let's meet him first. You may meet him because you did state that you were meeting him. Let me make sure I read that part again. We recently made a plan to meet in Canada for the 4th of July week. Okay. So you plan on meeting in a whole other country at that in July. That's so far away. Like, it's so far away. And I know it may be exciting, it may be fun. I just don't think you should get too attached to this being something long term. I'm not saying walk away from it. Be open-minded to it, give it a chance, meet him. But let's hold off on claiming this to be our lifelong partner until we meet him first. Because the thing about long distance relationships is one person could be one way when they're there and another way when they're in front of you. Me and my boyfriend, when I was in long distance relationship, he was in college, but he went away to college after we was already in a relationship. So I had a chance to be around him. I had a chance to get to know him one-on-one in person. Like we had days and we had dates and we met each other. Well, he met my parent, my mom and my dad. We got to know each other. We hung out with each other's friends. We had enough time between each other before he graduated that when he moved away, it didn't feel like I didn't know this person anymore. You're in a situation where you've never met him. You don't really, I don't want to say this, but you don't really know him yet. You don't know who he is. The person he is in Spain may not be the person he is when he's in the United States, or actually Canada, where you got to meet him. So I would just be cautious. I would be very careful. Keep in mind, true crime. Be very careful and just make sure that if he's all these great things, keep in mind and be sure to know that he could still be your friend. And who's to say that if you guys don't one day maybe live in the same country at least, and then you guys can go from there. But I do think if y'all are building a foundation in a relationship, it is best to do it in the same vicinity. It's just going to make things a lot easier. Your first date should not be 8 months away because they live in a whole other country. How can you call that a relationship? I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to do a long distance relationship, it needed to start together at home base somewhere. If somebody moved, that's one thing. But to start off, if you've never met that person, I don't know. It just gives catfish and it makes me nervous. And Yeah, with the way the world is today, and like I just said, it's on fucking fire. I'll be nervous. I'll be very nervous, and I will be cautious. So I recommend just see how things go when you meet them on that date in July, and go from there. Okay. Question number 2. How's your success rate on the apps? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I know Grinder isn't for black guys, and I know it a shitty app, but lately it feels so much worse. My area feels like I am specifically being rejected or ignored because of my race. I'm not hideous, and while I could lose some weight, I'm muscular enough. I feel like I'm aggressive. Oh God, tongue twister. I feel like I'm aggressively nobody's type up here. Anyone else feel this? How are the apps in your area? Okay, I speak for my single days. Grindr was never a successful app for me. Um, Chat was always where it was at for me. I go on Chat. If I go on Chat right now, there's gonna be messages, pings, people hitting me up, wanting to link and wanting to see me. That was not the case on Grindr. When it came to Grindr, I may find somebody, message somebody, but I was definitely not top pick. And like you said, like you knew the answer before you even asked the damn question. It's not an app for us. I can't seem to understand for the life of me why so many of us black gays are clinging to an app that we all know is not catered to us. The boys on there don't want us unless we land BBC. You know, big black cock. If we're not the top with a big black cock, ready to fuck a white twink, they don't want us. So I'm not really sure what suggestions or advice I can give you for that app per se. I would say to just let it go. You're not going to be top pick. They're not going to run after you. And that's just what it is. As far as success rate, like I said, Jack was always somewhere I can go and knew that I was going to meet somebody. Grinder, baby, I was lucky if I had a conversation that went somewhere further than yo. A lot of the conversations never went past the greeting part. People would never respond or they would block me, and it just wasn't a successful place for me. So if I was struggling and you're saying you struggle with your weight and your appearance, I guess you're definitely gonna struggle. So I would just tell you to stay off of there. I don't know why, again, us black gays have to keep going back to Grindr as if Grindr's the only app out there. I don't know what we're looking for. I don't know what you think you're going to find, but it's not a great place for us. It is not for our skin tone. It's not for our community. It's not for our race. We have to do better. We have to do better. And I feel like I have to say this all the time. As black gays, we have to look for more. More in life. Come on, y'all. Let's think shit through. Gosh, Grindr. All right. Question number 3. Being social. I'm 25 and I don't know how to be social for real. I think ever since the pandemic happened, my social skills went away. Ever since 2021, I've struggled to make friends. I've tried making them in college, and I have go to typos. What are you trying to say, child? Okay. I've tried making them in college, and I have, but I don't really talk to the few people I've meet. Whew, okay. Grammar. Wow, okay. So what I got from that statement, because I'm just gonna have to translate that. Is that he can make friends and he has made friends, but he don't really talk to the ones he has met or he have met. Okay. All right. I'm honestly disappointed in myself that I'm like this. Like, I want to be more outgoing, but it's just not who I am. And I've tried forcing it on myself, but I can't. I don't know what I should do. I can't keep living in my loneliness. I'm not sure if I want advice on this or if I just wanted to get this off my chest. You probably just want to get it off your chest because there's nothing wrong with that. We all go through phases and chapters in our life. When I was in college, I wasn't trying to be social either. I wasn't active. It wasn't until after I got out of college that I was like, oh, I should have been doing these things. So there will come a point in time in your life where you're going to want to be social and you can always go out and be social. You don't have to go be meeting a bunch of people. If you don't feel the need to, you don't have to. You're trying to figure out your life right now. You're at the age of 25. You're in school. You said it yourself. The pandemic happened and things changed. So you got more comfortable with yourself. You got more comfortable being alone. You got more comfortable being isolated. So now you're in a place where when you are in a social setting or you're around meeting people, maybe that's not at the forefront. Maybe you're not thinking, oh, I should go make this friend and talk to them every day. Maybe you don't want to. And again, that's fine. We all go through different phases. I have more days. I mean, I've had phases where I was more introverted than I was extroverted, you know? And it's still like that. I have days where I don't want to be bothered by people, and then there's days when I want to meet people, and I want to see people, I want to be around people. That is okay. Don't beat yourself up too much, and do not be disappointed in yourself because you're not maintaining friendships or going out enough. Because you can always go out. There's nothing stopping you. But if you naturally don't want to, why make yourself miserable because you feel like you have to? That's what you should be asking yourself. Why do you feel like you have to be social if you don't really want to be? Because if you don't naturally want to be social, why be social? I don't know. That just makes, I guess that makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't understand it. But yeah, stop being disappointed in yourself. You're all right. What the fuck? Like, you're good. I don't get that. Don't beat yourself up for that. This is not worth beating yourself up over. You still have time. You're 25. It's not like you're 50 and it's almost the end of your, not the end of your life. Oh my God. It's not like you're 50 and times are going to the end. Like, it's okay. Chill out. Relax. Enjoy your me time. And when it's time to go party with everybody else, you'll know what to do. We all do. Trust and believe that. Right. Like, really, dude? All right. So question number 4. I'm lost. I'm a black, gay, Muslim teen. Oh, okay. And I don't know how to navigate all this. I'm looking for guidance, whether it's about dating or even my first time. Oh, wow. Being a teenager, I'm especially scared to open up to anyone. If there are others like me out there who are more experienced, please leave a comment. It will really help me out. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can answer that. Because my teen years was when I was really going through a lot of discovery. I spoke about it in my coming out episode. It was, I wouldn't say it was a rough time, but it wasn't the easiest. A lot of things I dealt with internally. So I wasn't vocal about the fears and the thoughts I was having or the things you're dealing with right now, the confusion, the feeling of loss. I kept that to myself. What I did was, once I realized this was who I was, I started figuring out how to maneuver through life as that person. The way I always handle things in life is when I find a problem, right? Or I see an issue going on, once I figure it out that this is a problem or it's an issue or this is something I'm going to have to face, I work on a solution and how to maneuver through it, because I can't control everything, right? So as a gay male, especially a Muslim and a black gay male, your life is going to be hard, very difficult. So there's some things that's going to be out of your control. You're not going to be able to control who accepts you. You're not going to be able to control what happens, who disrespects you, if you get into any issues with work or school or anything like that, or even with your family and parents. You won't be able to control any of that. But like you said, you can't control your first time. You can't control how you see yourself. You know what I mean? You don't have to live in despair and sit in your own lostness. Kind of hone into it a little bit. Lean into it. Once I've realized, Robert, this is your sexuality. Life is going to be hard. What are you going to do? I said, bitch, I'm finna go grab me a rainbow and put it on to run down this motherfucking street. And whatever consequences come, we going to deal with it heads on, because I'm not finna run away from it. I'm not going to try to avoid it. There's literally nothing else I can do. I can't control the things that happens. I can control what I put out there. I can control what I put out there. Really, honest, that's simply put. I can control how I allow myself to view myself. I can't control how nobody views me, but I can control how I view myself. And I think when you first start accepting yourself for who you are and you start figuring out exactly what your sexuality is and what you really want in life, you will learn to maneuver through life, you will learn how to not feel lost anymore. But you're young. And baby, you got a long ways to go before you really, really accept yourself. And that's outside of being gay. You're a teenager right now. Life is different. Things are different. People are growing up. Friends you used to know are not going to be your friends anymore. And you're going through this change right now. Everyone's not going to be accepting of you. You can't control that. But as long as you accept yourself, that's all that's going to matter in the end. I say take your time with yourself. Work on yourself. And use this time for development as far as your personality, your ego, who you are deep down, your morals, your beliefs. Focus on figuring that out, and take it easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. Like I told the last question, give yourself grace. Because again, you're young. You don't have it all figured out. You're not supposed to. We were all lost at that age. I'm not even sure what age you are, but you're a teenager. I know I was lost during the teenage years. So yeah, we all was lost during that point. You're right where you're supposed to be. Don't stress about it. You'll figure it out when it's time for you to figure it out. And I'm going to do one more question. Let's see. First date ideas, preferably something that does not include coffee or food. Oh, okay, damn, you real strict. No coffee or cafe. That's an errand to me. I'm not getting dolled up to run an errand, bitch. I know that's right. And I know guys are like, well, if that goes well, we can go on a real date. But I'm not trying to audition. Okay. If you don't think I deserve a real date, then I'm not going to try to convince you. Okay. And no food because I have digestive issues and sometimes eating triggers them or maybe it's nerves. But every time I eat on dates, my stomach cramps so bad, I'm like hushed over in pain. So no. LOL. Also, why no coffee? Because that kills my stomach. Baby. I don't know why, but you're taking me out because the fact that you're like, look, I want some date ideas, but I can't do no food because my stomach would be bothering me, and I can't do no coffee because that's also gonna make my stomach hurt. And so I get that. So what I would say is, your first date idea needs to be something like an activity. So yeah, you don't have to do a little date at the restaurant. You can do movies. You didn't mention if you're against movies or not. I know people, that's a traditional one. You can go to the movies with your partner, but it's not really a great first date because you don't get to talk to the person, So I recommend an activity. I'm actually a person that don't believe in the first date being a restaurant because I want an activity. I want to do something. I want to laugh. I want to play. I want to have fun. I want you to laugh. I want to have fun. All that good stuff. I want to be active. I want to do something. So an escape room, a game room, a axe throwing room, a pottery room. You know what I mean? Like boat rides, stuff like that. Just something that you guys are actively doing something, having fun, being energized outside or in a building, doing something. Like go bowling, skating. Like these are things that you can do on a first date that may strike up conversation about certain stuff. It'll break the ice. Trust me, I know if I went on my first date and it was skating, and I know I can't skate that well. And what if my partner can't skate that well? So now we both busting our ass across the floor. That's breaking the ice, literally. So now we got something to laugh about and talk about. That's a memory just made. I'm competitive, so bowling works for me because we go bowling. Bitch, I'm finna try to win. I want to win. I want to see my name on the scoreboard. You might win, and you gonna see your name on the scoreboard. Like, I've actually chose that a few times for my first dates because I love bowling. But I just do. But yeah, do something like that. Real simple, real straight to the point. Like I said, they have arcade rooms. I know that people don't like Dave and Buster's, but that's something like that. You can do like a arcade room like Dave and Buster's. Something where you guys can just do something that's active, have fun, less judgment, that you can still communicate and talk. But it's not like an awkward dinner where you guys have nothing else to do but to talk. Like at a dinner for the first date, you guys are very intimate. So it's just you're sitting there, whether you're sitting in front of them or sitting by them, you're talking and you're eating. That can be a little bit pressure. It's not relaxing. And I'd rather have a natural conversation when we're actually doing something. because I think the conversation would be more organic while we're doing an activity versus us sitting across from each other like it's an interview process. So that's what I recommend. But I do know you took me out when you said I don't want to audition. Oh, not you don't want to audition. Baby said if you don't see me on a real date right now, then I don't want to do a real date later. Okay, my bad, baby. When I tell you he knew what the fuck he wanted, so I'm not getting dolled up to go run an errand. What? Now that took me out. That sent me right up the mountain. Right up the mountain. So those are all the questions I have. I'm not doing a whole bunch of questions. I didn't find anything spicy. I was looking for some like spicy, messy ones. Like I was in my room and I heard my neighbor getting fucked by I don't know, they daddy homeboy or something. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I was hoping for something spicy like that, but there was nothing spicy. I also did want to shout out Morehouse, which, let me go ahead and put it up because I just had it up and I don't know why I closed it. My bad. So, Morehouse College honors 3 openly gay clergymen with MLK gospel portraits for the first time in history. It's good. It's good to see us doing something good in academia. It's good to see us actually being honored because it's not like there's not black gay men in Morehouse. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of us there. I'm pretty sure our numbers are pretty high. But we don't always get highlighted. And so it's good to see us get our props. It's good to see us get our credit where it's due. And it's good to see us get praise. A lot of times, the girls, us black gays, we get a bad rep for things. But one thing people do not realize, when it comes to academia, when it comes to accomplishments and success, a lot of us are driven with ambition, talent, creative, very like intuitive, smart, intellectuals. A lot of black gays are not what you see on TV. We're not all what you see on OnlyFans. We're not all what you see on Not As TV. And don't get me wrong, because I watch that and I have been on OnlyFans. But a lot of us have so many more facets to us. A lot of us read books. What? Yeah. Like a lot of us actually contribute to society and do things for like health reasons and the community and just a lot of great things. Like I was watching this timeline. This is so random. This I don't know what. I was watching on my timeline the other day, and 2 gays were just going back and forth. Well, really, it was Ray Monte. I don't know if you know a popular Twitter gay, Ray Monte. He had released a fashion line, or he's gonna release a fashion line, or it was a launch, or announcing the launch, whatever the case may be. He got fashions coming out, girl. And one of the guys, I just followed him because his name's Tyler James. He is so cool. I love the way he was reading them. He basically just made a general statement that he was like, everybody doesn't need a fashion brand. I see nothing wrong. It's not wrong. Everybody does not need a fashion brand. Everybody that becomes an influencer or make a little money, they all think, I'm going to start a label. I'm going to start a fashion label. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a fashion designer. Has fashion been your purpose? Has fashion ever been your drive or ambition? You know, so I'm with you on that, where everybody doesn't need that, because was that really what you wanted to do, or you just doing that because it looks like it's a quick money grab? Okay, whatever. So it became this huge debate and argument. But when I tell you Tyler was reading the girls with the educated reads, baby, he was giving out the resume and slapping everybody with it. It's like he took his resume and went down the timeline and was like, bop, next person, bop, that person, bop, me, all down the timeline. Very classy, like, full of decorum. The way he was doing it, he was demure. Very. Like, I couldn't even say nothing about it. I was enjoying every minute. He got a follow out of me because I don't know Raymond. I tell you, I don't really follow him or whatever like that. But I do see he be in a lot of mess, and I do remember he was crying, he was screaming or whatever on the internet a few years ago about how because of his antics and stuff, he's treated like a little ghetto ratchet boy, which he is. But you know, whatever. But I did see him saying that, and I guess recently he was just dragging Santana, Saucy Santana, or whatever like that. Probably on Bigo, because that's what they be on there arguing all the time. But when this boy gathered Ray Monte and all his followers, because he had a lot of followers that came out of nowhere swinging on this boy. They was jumping Tyler, but Tyler was knocking them all down. It was like when they was on, it was like Avengers Infinity War. When Thanos was on Titan and everybody was just running on him, just kicking him, and you had the spider kicks with a spider flip, and Doctor Strange and Iron Man, everybody was just swinging them with all their might, and he was just taking them, dot, bop, 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 bop. He threw a moon at one person, boom, boom, boom. Like, that's how it was. And like I said, it was so mature in his responses. Like, his responses was not a bunch of like, oh, fuck you, bitch, I'ma suck your dick in the back, or whatever, whatever, fuck you, bitch, I fuck your man. It wasn't nothing stupid like that. He was really reading them with facts. Like, I've been doing this with my career, I've been doing that with my career, while you've been sitting there doing this. Like, oh. He was like, you know what I suggest? Why don't you donate to this charity? I was like, you know what? I am here for all of this. He is reading them educational-wise. I was going to cover it, but it wasn't that big of a deal to me personally, because I don't know them like that, and I don't think they're big enough to be having a whole topic about it. But it was really nice to see the girls arguing about their resumes. I can't be mad about that. Y'all are arguing about being smarter than the next person and what you contribute to the community. Ain't nothing wrong with that kind of debate. I support it. Keep arguing. I'm listening or reading. And girl, when I say reading, I mean he was reading. And baby, I was reading it too. As he was reading them, I was reading the tweets. He was reading them and I was reading the tweets. Literally, I couldn't ask for no better entertainment. It was perfect, to say the least. But no, I feel like every 2 to 3 weeks, these girls get on Twitter and they be going at it, and I be right there cackling. Oh my God. I love it. I love all of it. And sometimes I get my best topics off of Twitter, because sometimes I see a topic going on and I'm like, I need to pay attention to this. Like one of my popular episodes, Boyfriend Dick, derived from a Twitter post when they was talking about 6-inch dick is back. So like, I really got into all that. Like, Twitter will always be Twitter to me. I would never call it X. I don't care what Elon do with it. He could turn it into another Tesla car for all I care. I'm still going to call it Twitter, and it's still going to be something I use because I love it. But no, I really appreciate getting that type of entertainment value, out of the girls. Outside of that, because I've just been rambling on this point, and I really ain't got nothing else going on, you know what I mean? Like I said, this episode was going to be a laid-back episode. Nothing particular, nothing specific I'm talking about. Just me kicking the shit, shooting the breeze, and just talking how I feel about whatever. Taking my shots in between and hitting my little hookah. And that's just what I'm doing, because that's what I got planned to do this weekend. Besides lay up with my man and chill with him and rub on his booty and play with his weenie, because I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to be stroking his meat. Definitely going to be playing with his cheeks. Definitely going to be clapping those cheeks. Yeah, he going to clap my cheeks. It's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a lot of clapping, a lot of smacking, a lot of sucking, and a lot of bucking. I get so raunchy on here. I swear they will never allow me on PBS. I will never get to sit with Elmo. That's fine. I don't think that was my target audience anyways. I think I'm more in line to be sitting with, maybe Funky, I guess. I don't know. Me and Funky the Diva. I sit up Funky the Diva. Hi, girl. What's up, bitch? I love Funky the Diva. I do. I like Armand, too. I love all the girls. Honestly, truly, yeah. I think I'm going to start covering more pop culture stuff. I know I hone in on a lot of gay things, but I think I want to expand a little bit. Still want to do my gay shit, mainly. But we got to talk about the other shit that be going on. Because this whole Hannah Montana special, I should have been talking about it. I should have been talking about it. But here I was not talking about it. Here I was let it fly on by. And I never discussed it. I got to do better. Because there's so many more topics out there that I can really be talking about. And I could really be honing in and rambling on like I'm doing now. You know what I mean? But here I am. Not doing that. Well, anyways. I try to do my best to entertain y'all, and I hope that I am fulfilling what y'all plan to listen to. Thank you for getting me to 50 episodes. I know I'm not counting the bonus episodes with Diddy. If I was, I basically hit 50 before already. But thank you for getting me. I wouldn't have made it here without the listeners. I wouldn't have made it here without the downloads. And there's so much more in store. I'm not going to stop. It's been a great year of me doing this. I can't believe I made it a whole year. And guess what? I'm not stopping. It's only going to go up from here. It's only going to improve from here. It's only going to get better from here. And I have more to give. So I hope y'all ready to take. Because I'm always ready to take something. And you can take that for what you want. But I know what the fuck is up. Yeah, baby. I'm talking my shit again. But I'm going to get up off of here. Because like I said, I got to go take me a shower. Go see my boo thing. And enjoy my weekend. I hope y'all enjoy y'all's. I'm out. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I got to say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robby.